Welcome to Talk About, the show where I, Alex Brown, talk about whatever it is I feel like talking about, whether it's the hottest gaming news or just any random thing that comes to my mind. There's a whole bunch more for me to say here, but I'm just going to cut straight to the point because this episode is, I feel like I say this every week, it's the most off the rails episode I think we're going to have because I have, in this past few weeks of doing this version of Talk About, if you will, I have come to realize that a lot of these topics that I am picking for Talk About, I would like to speak at length about them in a more scripted way. So basically what this episode is going to be is about me giving there are three primary things I want to talk about on this episode of Talk About. Number one, the future of Talk About. Number two, the status on the next video essay, which a little tease is going very well, and I'm excited to tell you more about that. And the third thing is the topic that I came up with for this episode that I'm still going to stick with just because, I feel like I should, since I already decided that and thought of things to say on it, which is the calm before. That's probably what the thumbnail is going to be because the other two things, I don't know how I would make a thumbnail for it. But the topic of this episode is talking about this little dead period before the storm of AAA release after AAA release. But we'll get to that part later. For now, I just want to talk about for a second and the future for it. Like, as of now, I pick a topic and then I talk about it for about like 20 to 30 minutes in some cases. And that's great. I enjoy doing it, but it's gotten to the point where, especially with the last episode about the video game adaptations, where I had a lot of thoughts on that, but it's harder to articulate those thoughts in real time. So I would like to possibly revisit that in a different format of a show that I have thought up. I don't really know if it's called a show because it's just a video series. Yeah, a video series. But I'm thinking of branching out some of these topics, like the video game adaptations one, for example, as a new series I'd like to start called Special Presentations, or SPs for short. SP also stands for side project because it's a side project to the larger video essays. In the case of a side project, or a special presentation is what it's going to be called, those would not be nearly as long as the video essays would be, but I would still like to get those out in a more but a higher quality format than me rambling for 20 to 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You'll see what I mean when the first special presentation comes out one of these days. I already have two ideas for one. They're not going to be as arduous of a task to write up as a video essay, so it's not going to take nearly as long, but it's obviously going to be, it's not going to be a weekly thing, and I don't even know if I'd promise a bi-weekly thing. It'd be a spur of the moment type of thing. You'll see what I mean when one of these comes out. Okay? That's what I want to do going forward. But for this show itself, that kind of leaves it a little blank there. What I'd like to turn Talk About into is strictly to talk about the news of the week. If that sounds like something I would like to do, and if you guys show up for it, I'd appreciate that, of course. But I'd like to use Talk About to talk about the news and basically just the things going around myself and the channel, that sort of thing, going forward. For now, though, because I didn't, decide that until like 2 days ago, we are going to still go forward with today's topic, which we'll get to later after I tell you just a little bit, about the next video essay, which I can now confirm has a completed script, proofread and edited and everything. In fact, right after I record this episode of Talk About, I'm going to start the VO for that script. And let me pull it up. Where is it? Here we go. It did. The last time I gave an update on this, I don't remember when it was, I'll be honest. It was on one of the on one of the episodes of TalkAbout, where I gave an update, and I was saying that it was tracking to be the longest video essay I've written thus far, and it is. I can guarantee it for a fact. I'm looking at it right now. It is the longest essay I've written, which, of course, can be exciting to some people and scary to others. Hopefully it's more exciting to you rather than scary, but it is currently sitting at, unless I think of some random addition at some point throughout this editing process, not the editing process, I already edited it and proofread it and all that jazz. But if something enters my mind during the VO or something, or while I'm actively video editing it, then I could add more, which is very possible. But if I don't, it is currently sitting at 5,129 words. And for comparison, the previous longest video essay is the live service essay that I wrote, video I did. And that is, the word count on that one is 3,927. So about 1,200 more words, which probably equates to, like, if I were to guess, this video essay might be 27 minutes is my guess. That's my guess. It's the longest one yet, and I do think it's the most time I've given a script, so I hope it shows when you see it. And in fact, I have worked on the thumbnail for it, and I will show it to you right now. This is, of course, the thumbnail without the text. I don't want to give away the title of what it will be. Let me know what you think of this thumbnail. It's a very different work, different than the other thumbnails I've done before. But I hope it sets the video essays apart from the rest of the content on this channel by giving it a more stylized look like that. If anyone can guess what the title of the video essay is, like, I will legitimately give you like $50, because I don't think you can figure it out based off of this image, but if you could, I'd be thoroughly impressed with you, and I would just have to give you some sort of reward for that. So, let me know in the comments below if you know, or if you have any good guesses of what these images could be about, what it could be about, Let me know what you think. But, enough about updates and future changes to things here. Let's just talk about the topic at hand, because I did not know what I was going to talk about for a while there. If you saw last episode, then you know that I was a little lost, and that's fine. It's okay to be lost sometimes, folks. You gotta find your way. And I found a way. I found something to talk about, and it is the fact that we have a nice small period of time where we can just catch up on the games that you might have missed this year. If you have a backlog, you can check some lists or check some games off of that list. And it's just a really nice, a little calm moment before you get Armored Core, Starfield, Alan Wake, Mortal Kombat, Lies of P. Did I say Spider-Man? Spider-Man, Mario. And you just get all these games coming at you, overwhelming you. Before you're completely overwhelmed, you have a nice, maybe a 2-month period of time where you can just play the games you haven't played, Maybe it's closer to 1 month probably, because Final Fantasy came out the 22nd, and well, I guess it's like a month and a half. After Final Fantasy and before Armored Core 6, there's just a nice period of time where you can kind of just hang out, catch up, and just, you're not stressed out about the next game coming out, Unless, of course, you're playing Pikmin and Baldur's Gate and Immortals of Avium, and there's another one, Oxenfree 2, and Vemba. And, there's still a bunch of games coming out, obviously, but I feel like the games that I just listed there aren't nearly as anticipated as the ones further in the year. You know what I mean? You probably know what I mean. Let me know if you know what I mean. You know? Anyways. But I just want to talk about what I've been playing in this period of time, this peaceful period of time we live in. And I'm still playing that Zelda, you know? I have put so much time into that Zelda. I don't know what the clock says right now for my Zelda counter, but yeah, I've only done 2 of the phenomenons, and I just keep getting sidetracked. I keep saying, okay, I gotta go do another one because I gotta finish this game. I have to see what everyone's talking about. I don't want it spoiled for me, so I gotta finish. But then I get sidetracked and I just go looking for dark roots underground, or whatever they're called, deep roots. And then I just get lost underground and I'm just getting more roots, getting more zonites. You know how it goes. And I leveled up all of my armor. I have so many hearts. I have like 110 shrines found. It's just, I'm getting so sidetracked from what I really need to be doing in that game. But eventually I will finish that game. Hopefully. Oh my God, I really do need to finish that game in like the next month before Starfield, that's for sure. Speaking of games I still need to finish, I am still working through Final Fantasy 16 because that game is a lot longer than I expected. Is it just because I'm playing every single side quest and doing every single monster hunt? Possibly. But I want to get my money's worth out of that game, and also I just enjoy living in that world. Although I gotta say, there's this side quest, not this side quest, I mean, there are side quests that just suck. Okay, let's circle back to the side quest discussion, alright? These things suck. Why? I don't remember, what was it? I don't remember the exact example. But I just had to go talk to some guy about bread at one point. I don't remember what I did necessarily. I remember it now. I remembered it. Right now, just live on air. It was, I was at a bakery, and this guy was like, my apprentice, he doesn't know how to bake. He sucks at baking. And I was like, go find him. Go talk to him, please. And then I went to go find him. I found him, to talk to him. He's like, man, I can't cook bread or bake bread. I suck at baking bread. And then I was like, I'm Clive. Let me get my Clive voice. Joshua, I'm Clive. Be better. Go make the bread. And then he made the bread. And that was the quest. Great side quest. It's just, I just don't think I'm as high as everyone else is on Final Fantasy 16 because I thought I settled on a 9, but I might be leaning closer to an 8. I gotta stop teetering back and forth until I finish the game so I have an actual idea of where I'm gonna land, you know? Because there's also that long stretch of main quests. I'm not going to spoil what is happening, but the title of it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The letting off steam side quest, it's a main quest, my mistake. The letting off steam quest line in the main quest, that really slows things to a halt, doesn't it? That really knocked the wind out of the momentum that was going on, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I've also picked up Oxenfree, the original Oxenfree from like 5 or 6 years ago, because Oxenfree 2 came out just recently, and that was getting pretty good reviews. And I was like, I'm not playing much right now. I mean, I still have Zelda to finish and Final Fantasy to finish. Armored Core's around the corner. Starfield's around the corner. But yeah, I could start Oxenfree 1 so I can play another game, Oxenfree 2. Why not? I gotta say, Oxenfree 2 or Oxenfree 1, pretty good. Not too shabby. I like it. My only regret is that I didn't stream it because I didn't know how I would react to this game, and I have been reacting a lot to a lot of different things happening, and I'm like, man, this would have been a good game to stream. But yeah, I'm playing that in preparation to play Oxenfree 2, which I mentioned just came out, and yeah, I'd like to hopefully that one's just as good, and maybe I'll stream that one. Who knows? But speaking of streaming, I have been streaming Morrowind as well, because I'm trying to when I'm over on twitch.tv/ABrownSpot, you know where to go. It's in the links of every video. Hopefully you know where to go if you're looking for those. But yeah, I've been playing Morrowind because I have a plan, a goal. A goal? I'm just trying to play every Bethesda Game Studios game leading up to the launch of Starfield. And of course, I did not play The Elder Scrolls 1 or Elder Scrolls 2 just because Arena and Daggerfall are very old games that I just don't think I would have a good time playing. And speaking of old games, I don't think I'd have a good time playing. Turns out Morrowind is also just old enough to be a game that I don't enjoy personally. It's just too obtuse for me. I know at the time it was groundbreaking. It set all the rules for open world RPGs, I'm sure. It gave us the foundation for what I love today and all of that jazz. But yeah, I'm not going to finish that game. A big old DNF on that one. But I am going to start up Oblivion again, which I did play back in 2010, and I know is a good time. So I'm looking forward to streaming that one too. But that about covers everything I'm doing in this downtime before the onslaught of games. And I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't understand how I'm supposed to finish Armored Core 6 and then go straight into Starfield. And then how am I going to finish Starfield for Lies of P? I'm not going to finish Starfield. Is anyone ever going to finish Starfield? Really? I don't know. Am I using this time wisely? Not really. Because, like I said, I'm playing Oxenfree instead of Zelda or Final Fantasy. And I have to finish those. I have to finish those games before Starfield. Otherwise, I'm going to... if I don't finish those games, okay, put it this way. There are a lot of games that I am currently in the middle of playing. Oxenfree, Final Fantasy, Zelda, other things I'm sure I'm going to pick up before then. If I don't finish those games before Starfield, I'm never going to finish them. Let's just be honest, because I'm assuming Starfield works. Because if Starfield is the game it promises to be, I'm not going to touch any other game for like 2 months, probably. And that sucks for everyone. I probably won't touch another game until Spider-Man. That sounds possible, probable. Yeah. Because what is September? It's Starfield and then Mortal Kombat. I can wait for Mortal Kombat. I'm not rushing to play a Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat 11 is still pretty good. But, and then there's Lies of P, which is on Game Pass, so I can start that up on any point, honestly. There's no purchase necessary for that game, so it's not like a committal thing. That's not something I have to commit to, Then Alan Wake 2 is 3 days before Spider-Man 2, though. That game is different enough from Starfield that I could be in the mood for it. And then, of course, Spider-Man 2. Everyone's going to be playing Spider-Man 2. Come on. That's going to be the game that pulls everyone away from Starfield for at least a weekend. But, yeah. Let me pull up the outro because I still need that part to end this episode of TalkAbout. Where is it? But, yeah, what about you? How are you spending your time with this little bit of free time that we have before all of these games come out? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching this episode of TalkAbout, the last episode where it'll be this sort of topical, let's pick a topic and talk about it sort of thing. And it's going to be more about the news. Talk about the news. So if you see anything in the news you want to talk about, that's what the link is going to lead you to now. It's going to say, what piece of news did you see? Or what is your reaction to this piece of news? That sort of thing. So if you still want to participate and be a part of these episodes of TalkAbout, that's what you can do in the links below. But yeah, until the next episode, stay safe and play some video games.